This is Tom Harmon inviting you to enjoy a special sports feature, highlights of the Rams in action. This program is brought to you by United Delco. For the best in car service, remember United Delco DC-12 dry charge batteries and Delco Remy replacement parts. When you want to go, simply say Delco. The 1962 Rams season was not a good one from a one-loss standpoint, but there were some bright spots and signs of a brighter future. On the field of play, Dick Bass became the first Ram and the 11th man in the NFL history to top 1,000 yards in a single season. Jim Phillips again was among the leading receivers in the league, and young Roman Gabriel came to the fore as a quarterback late in the season. And following the season, Dan Reeves regained control of the club and in one of his first big moves named Harlan Savari as the new head coach. The Rams opened the 1962 National Football League season in Baltimore, home of the Colts and some of the NFL's most ardent and wild fans. Uppermost in the minds of the Rams today is the 1961 opener when they suffered a 27-24 defeat here. Two former San Francisco pass catchers, R.C. Owens and D. Mackey, have been added to the Colts' great crew of receivers, and their work, plus the almost uncanny passing of Johnny Unitas, sparks the Colts to a quick 7-0 lead in the first quarter. As we pick up the action in the second quarter, Baltimore has the ball again, 1st and 10 on its own 47. After working his ends on the first drive, Unitas turns to fullback Mark Smolinski and hits him with a short one. Smolinski, as guard Alex Sandusky out in front, picks up 18 yards to the Ram 35. Now Unitas returns to Mackey again, and Big D does some nifty footwork after making the catch and goes in for touchdown number 2 of the Colts. Marlon McKeever breaks through to block Wendell Harris's extra point attempt, and the Colts lead 13-0 with only 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Midway in the second quarter, the Colts are forced to punt, and John Arnett, whose severe leg injury in the second half of this game was to sideline him for almost half of the season, waits for the ball. Pulls it in on the Ram 10 and returns 19 yards with some of those patented Arnett moves. Watch this guy dive. Now the Rams begin to advance the ball. Bratkowski is the man as he starts a drive with a completion to Jim Phillips, good for 24 yards and a first down in Colt territory at the 47. The Brat steps into his protective blocking cup on the next play, fires a long one to Carroll Dale, who, despite interference called on Lenny Lyles, makes an amazing catch on the Colt 6. Following an incomplete pass, Dick Bass gets good blocking from Jim Bokey and Charlie Cowan and scoots into the end zone for the Rams' first touchdown of the league season. As we resume action in the third quarter, the Colts lead 16-10, but the Rams have the ball. Bratkowski finds Dale with a pass over the middle for a first down on the Colt 31. Slot back Ollie Matson is the receiver on this pass from Bratkowski, catches it over his shoulder in the end zone. And the Rams, with a Villanueva field goal, make it 20-16 after 3 quarters of play. A poor Baltimore punt sets up the next Ram touchdown. Bratkowski and Phillips net 11 yards with this completion. It's a first down on the Colt 21. Center Art Hunter and rookie tackle Joe Carollo make key blocks as Bass runs 21 yards to give the Rams an 11-point lead, 27-16. Less than 6 minutes remain as we pick up the action again. Bratkowski's pass is bobbled by Phillips. Andy Nelson makes an over-the-shoulder steal to spark new hopes for the Colts and finally cool off the red-hot Rams. Los Angeles had dominated play with its great second-half comeback, but now the tide turns again in this seesaw battle. Faced with a fourth down and big yardage situation, following the interception, Unitas passes to Berry, who catches the ball on the 3, steps in to cut the Ram lead to 27-23. Now only 4 minutes remain as the Rams try to maintain that lead. Art Perkins carries here, but he fumbles, and Jim Welsh recovers to set the stage for more of those legendary last-minute heroics by Johnny Unitas and company. It's 4th down and 10 as Johnny hits Jimmy Orr for the winning touchdown. Only 2 minutes remained as Unitas has again rescued the Colts while nullifying the Rams' comeback and stealing an apparent opening victory from them. Entering the 1962 season, the Rams have not beaten their arch rivals, the 49ers of San Francisco, since 1958, nor have they even scored a touchdown at Kezar Stadium since that year. Even though riddled by injuries and in the throes of a losing streak, the Rams are determined to end the jinx Red Hickey and his club hold over them, and they do have Arnett ready to start for the first time since the league opener 5 weeks earlier. The Rams even have a 7-game jinx going in the coin-flipping department. So Danny Villanueva kicks to Abe Woodson to open the game. Woodson takes the ball at the 11, returns 22 yards before being down. Jack Pardee is at the bottom of that pile. The 49ers move the ball at the outset, and on San Francisco's 6th scrimmage play, quarterback Johnny Brody passes over the middle, intended for Monty Stickles, but the Rams' Lyndon Crow intercepts at the 35, pulls free of the diving grasp of one tackler, changes his direction, and a caravan of blockers pick him up. He has no trouble beating Brody to the end zone. The Kezar touchdown jinx has ended in a hurry. The Rams lead 7-0 with the game only 3 minutes, 40 seconds old, and they soon begin another drive. As we resume play early in the second period, they have reached the San Francisco 35. Dick Bass rolls to the right, passes to Phillips, and the redhead goes all the way to the 3-yard line. Now our Delco slow-motion camera catches Arnett as he hits to the line and pulls halfback Eddie Dove into the end zone for the Rams' second touchdown. Nice blocks by Dwayne Putnam and Joe Carollo on that play. Following the kickoff, the 49ers are faced with a 4th and 1 at the Rams' 26 as Brody rolls out to his left, but he's banged out of bounds by Marlon McKeever and Jack Pardee for no gain, and the Rams take over. Joe Schiavelli throws a key block to Spring Bass right up the middle. Dick races for 34 yards before he's finally hauled down. Dwayne Allen suffers a serious knee injury on this play, although he was never hit. Our Delco slow-motion camera is on Bratkowski as he gets good protection from Bass and Arnett, launches a long pass to Allen, who has maneuvered behind Woodson. He makes the catch, stumbles and falls, but crawls into the end zone. This was Allen's first starting assignment as a Ram, but the knee injury sidelined him for the remainder of the year. The quick touchdown gives the Rams a 21-0 lead. Finally, the 49ers begin to roll. Bobby Gator sprints around left end for 18 yards to the Ram 23. Brody next finds Jim Johnson for a gain of 9 yards before Eddie Metter comes up quick to make a jolting stop. And now Brody, behind good protection, locates Clyde Connor in the end zone to break the scoring ice for the 49ers. At halftime, the scoreboard shows Rams 21, 49ers 7. After a scoreless third quarter, we resume play early in the fourth period. Brody caps an 80-yard drive with a short pass to Johnson in the end zone. The 49ers now have a rally in full swing. They now come up with a crucial fourth down play on the Ram 43. Brody fades to pass, but the Ram defense rises to the occasion with a fierce rush on the quarterback. Brody finally laterals to lineman Mike Majak, who fakes a handoff, then passes to 270-pound Bob St. Clair. Big Bob is brought down by the Rams, and the Rams take over on the San Francisco 40. The Rams now begin to take command. Arnett still is slightly hobbled by his leg injury, but it's not easy to notice on this play as he reverses direction for a 14-yard gain. Center Larry Hayes and guards Putnam and Schiavelli are the blocking heroes as Bass gains 18 yards on a trap play for a first down on the San Francisco 8. 2 plays later, Arnett spins over the center of the line for the touchdown, and only 50 seconds remain, and the Rams hold on to win it 28-14 and shatter the Kezar Stadium jinx. Late in November, the Rams begin a 3-week road trip on the snow-rimmed home field of the Minnesota Vikings, and Harlan Savary announces a revamped lineup featuring rookie Roman Gabriel at quarterback. Gabriel has had little opportunity to show his stuff during the season, but Swede decides to give the big youngster his first real test. In addition, Savary has inserted former Viking Glenn Shaw as the starting fullback and made 4 changes in his offensive line. Danny Villanueva's field goal ties the score at 3-3. It's late in the first quarter, and the Rams in white have the ball at midfield. Gabriel rolls out, hits Shaw with a short pass, and the fullback eludes several would-be tacklers as he rambles 30 yards before being hauled down on the Minnesota 20. The scoreboard salutes head coach Harlan Savary on his birthday as the second quarter begins. The march begun by Gabriel's pass to Shaw stopped when Arnett passes to Atkins and Purvis has the ball pulled out of his hand. Viking Chuck Lamson falls on the loose ball on the Minnesota 20. The Vikings lose little time in taking advantage of the break. Tarkington fakes into the line, then fades and hits Tommy Mason with a perfect pass to complete a 50-yard scoring play. The Vikings lead 10-3, but the Rams come right back. Guards Joe Schiavelli and Dwayne Putnam pull to lead the interference, and Bass skirts right in. The Scooter picks up 17 yards before Derby stops him. On the next play, Gabriel takes advantage of his blocking cup and waits till the last possible split second before firing the pass up the middle to Phillips. He has a step on the defense and eludes diving tackles by Lamson and then Derby, and goes all the way to complete a 65-yard scoring play. And it's a 10-10 tie. With less than 2 minutes remaining in the first half, Tarkington and Mason find the range again. Tommy makes the catch for a 35-yard touchdown. The score is 17-10, and it's that way at halftime. The third quarter is scoreless, but the Vikings get into gear again early in the final period as Villanueva punts and Bill Butler returns 42 yards to the Ram 45 before Carl Finch catches him from behind. And with help from Villanueva, they bring him down. On the next play, Tarkington fakes to fullback Brown, avoids a charge by Lundy, and throws deep to end Leon Donahue. He's in the clear at the Rams 17. It's 24-10, and now Gabriel, who has sat out most of the third quarter, returns to the controls. Following the kickoff, he pitches out to Shaw, gets a key block from Bass, turns the right end, hurdles one tackler, picks up 38 yards before being down on the Minnesota 27. Gabriel takes to the air on the next play with a quick pass to Dale, who goes to the Viking 10 before he's knocked out of bounds. Mixing his plays nicely, Gabriel goes to the opposite end with another quick pass. Jim Phillips makes the catch and tugs Dean Derby into the end zone. In 4 quick plays, Gabriel has the Rams back in the ball game. They now trail 24-17, and they soon have the ball again. A block from Frank Vericchione aids Atkins as he goes for 9 yards on a screen to the Ram 33. Les Richter dumps a red-dogging Vike, and Gabriel rifles a short pass to Phillips, good for 11 yards. With the linebackers shooting on practically every play, Gabriel makes the perfect call. The timing is right. Phillips' downfield block is a dandy, and Bass goes 25 yards on the draw. Still picking the Minnesota defense apart, Gabriel passes to Dale on a play good for 8 yards to the Viking 22. Phillips fights off tacklers after taking another short pass and runs 13 yards to the 9-yard line. Two plays later, Art Perkins batters the line for the final 3 yards, and the score is tied at 24 all. The Ram defense, strong throughout the second half, promptly forced a punt, and with 44 seconds left, the Rams had the ball again with a chance to break the tie. Gabriel is still hot. He avoids the rush this time, fires to Arnett, who makes a great catch at the Viking 35 to set up a field goal try by Villanueva with only 22 seconds left in the game. Danny gives it the A effort. There's the kick, but it's wide. No good. The final score is Vikings 24, Rams 24. The Green Bay Packers invade the Coliseum for the 1962 season finale, and 60,353 fans are on hand, including Ram mascot Billy Goat John. Matched today are fullbacks Jim Taylor of Green Bay and Dick Bass of the Rams, both of whom already have passed the 1,000-yard mark this year. With All-Pro guard Jerry Kramer leading the way, Taylor takes a pitch out, rolls for 9 yards before Metter gets help from Britt to slam him out of bounds. The other All-Pro, Kramer, tight end Ron, is the target of this look-in pass from Starr, and the gain is good for 11 to the Ram 45. Now the great bull-like strength of Ron Kramer is shown on this play. Halfback Tom Moore throws him a running pass, and Ron fights his way through 2 Rams to go all the way for a 45-yard touchdown play. Following the kickoff, the Rams try their first offensive play, and it's a dandy. Superb line blocking by Richter, Putnam, and Cowan open a nice hole as Arnett slips through. The top of the screen, Vericchione takes the Packers' Hank Greminger off his feet, and Arnett keeps on a 40-yard gain. A Delco slow-motion camera gives us a fine view of a well-executed play. It's 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 40. Arnett hits tackle for 7 yards. But the drive bogs down, and Villanueva bangs home a 39-yard field goal with room to spare. The end of the first quarter, the Packers lead 7-3. Early in the second quarter, Starr throws over the center to Max McGee before Carver Shannon hails the taxi and brings him down on the Ram 36. And now the great Packers line open a big hole for Taylor, and the NFL Player of the Year dashes through and heads for a touchdown. It's a 28-yard run. Dave Jones blocks the extra point, and the Packers lead by a score of 13-3. Later in the second period, the Packers are forced to punt, and the snap to McGee is low. He runs for his life with Jones in hot pursuit. Now Pardee joins in the chase, and McGee decides to get rid of the ball. 270-pound rookie tackle Merlin Olsen intercepts, gets a block from Metter and Finch, and goes into the end zone. Big Merlin is quite happy, and the Rams are back in the ball game. Score at halftime, Green Bay 13, Rams 10. The Ram defense holds its own in the scoreless third quarter and has the Packers backed up deep in their territory when suddenly lightning strikes. It's 3rd down and 2 for the Packers on the 17, with the Rams expecting a short yardage play. Starr crosses them up, and Horning is all alone. It's a futile chase as the Packer Golden Boy completes an 83-yard pass-run touchdown play. "12 minutes remain in the game. The Packers lead 20-10. The Rams rally again. Gabriel is back to pass, but elects to run and picks up 12 yards going to the Green Bay 41. On a quick opener, Arnett and Bokey help Bass get through the line for a 9-yard gain. Arnett, back in top form, blocks 2 men as Bass picks up 10 more to the Packer 22. It's fullback Bass again, and he takes 4 men with him this time as he goes to the 15. 2nd and 3 on the 15, and Arnett avoids the onrushing lineman and throws to Dale on his knees at the goal line. Touchdown, and the final score is Green Bay 20, Rams 17.
It's a race against time, 2,500 feet straight down. To win this race against the clock, you've got to have a good start, a fast start. I'm Tom Harmon. You know, good starts are important in anything you do, especially in driving. So have your car's battery checked often by your United Delco serviceman. And when you replace, get the battery that can't get old before it's sold. The Delco DC-12 dry charge battery. When you buy, activator fluid is added, and your Delco comes alive, surging with power for fast, 100% fresh starts and long, dependable performance. Get the good starts. Drive in at the United Delco Circle of Service sign and simply say, Delco.
The new head coach of the Los Angeles Rams is also the youngest head coach in the National Football League, but we believe that he'll be one of the most capable. He's young, energetic, and completely devoted to the job. So come on in here, Harlan Savari, meet the fans and tell them what you think about the Rams' future.
Thank you, Tom. First of all, I want to say that all of us in the Ram organization, the players, the front office, the owners, and the coaching staff have worked and are working to the limits of our abilities to make this a big year for Los Angeles in the National Football League. We are dedicated to putting the Rams back on the top of the standings in the near future. We make this promise now. We will feature a hard-fighting and spirited football team, and it will give its very best. Now I would like to have you meet the new coaching staff. Our offensive line coach, Ray Waiteka, a 10-year veteran of the NFL and a man who played in 133 straight league games without missing one. This is our offensive backfield coach, Don Heinrich, one of the finest football minds I've ever encountered. Next is our end coach, Bob Schnelker, 9 years in the business and one who knows all the tricks of the position he played. Here's Lyndon Crow, who is performing double duty as safety man and as our defensive backfield coach. Lyndon will be one of the busiest men on our staff.
Well, thank you, Harlan. Now, what say we put this Rams team under the microscope for a few minutes, analyze both the defense and the offense for the fans. What are some of the things the Rams need to have a top-notch NFL defense?
Well, Tom, thanks to the magic of movies, I think I can give you some specific points. For instance, we're seeing here a great 1962 goal line stand against the Lions, which shows one need of every defense, courage when the going is toughest. Pass rush by the four-man line is basic to every good defense.
This is Lamar Lundy here, isn't it, Harlan?
Yes, and even though this was his first game at the tackle position, he does a whale of a job on this play. Causes a fumble by Bill Wade. Coming in from the top against the Packers is end Dave Jones. Our pass rush from the outside with Dave and Larry Stevens is improving, and we want it even better this year.
Merlin Olsen was quite a rookie in 1962, Harlan.
Yes, he was. He diagnosed this trap play before it got going. Our linebacking should be one of our strong points this year. This is Mike Henry, whom we obtained from Pittsburgh last year. He takes care of the blocker and ball carrier on this play. Linebacking's a tough job. The backers have to have enough speed to help out on pass coverage, too, and Marlon McKeever is one of them who has that speed. This is a key interception against Minnesota. And we always think of the defensive backs as pass defenders, but they've got to help out against the running game, too. Eddie Metter is a strong man in this phase of the defense. Lyndon Crow, our old head in the backfield, always has been a good man at helping out against the run. These defensive backs have to have speed, quick reactions, and strength. You have to have agility, too, to stay with those receivers. There's nothing like an interception near the goal line to break another club's momentum. This one was made by Charlie Britt against the Bears. Now we turn to the offense. I want to point out how basic good blocking is. Without it, you don't have much. You need good blocking from everyone, from the guards and tackles, from the ends and from the backs. You need blocking to get the ball carriers through the line, and you need blocking to protect your passer so he has time to get rid of the ball. We lacked experience in our line last year, and when Art Hunter, our center, was out for the season, we had another problem. We do have Frank Vericchione, who is a fine offensive tackle, one of the best in the league, and we hope some of the others picked up some of that badly needed experience last year.
Well, what say we take a look at some good examples of blocking, Harlan, and you can point out to the fans just what you're looking for in 1963.
The ball carrier here is Purvis Atkins, and we stop the action as Charlie Cowan and Jim Bokey open up a big hole for him. The Colts were rough on defense this particular day, but you can see that with proper blocking, you can always get good yardage. Now on this one, we'll give you a quick look at another good gain by fullback Art Perkins. Then we'll reverse the camera and show you the fine blocking that made it work. You'll see that it takes good jobs by quite a few blockers. Just watch the men indicated by the arrows as the play unfolds again. First Bass and number 70, Vericchione, block the defensive end and the defensive tackle. Secondly, Joe Scabelli takes the linebacker out of the play. And finally, Dwayne Putnam shows us a beautiful example of his famous head-on block.
Harlan, I know the fans think the offensive ends are glamour boys, but they have to block too. Carroll Dale does a fine job for you here.
Yes, Tom, and I might add that we need more of this from our ends this year. Our right end, Jim Phillips, is a very willing blocker. He's number 82 at the bottom of the screen as a tight end on his next play, and his block at the outset helps make the run a success. And you notice, Tom, at the end of the run, that's the same number 82 right downfield with the ball carrier ready for a second effort. That's what we want. Pass protection requires great team effort, and it's impossible to stress it too much in our practice sessions. Our film is going to show us a good example of the protective cup that every quarterback must have. And I mean every quarterback must have it, with no exceptions. And with the protection good, the result is a completed pass.
Right, Harlan. Now let's show the fans what can happen when everyone does his job on a particular play. This is Abe Woodson of the 49ers taking a punt. And watch what Bill Jobko and the rest of the Rams do to him. 7 players in on this tackle. That's what every football coach dreams of.
And he also dreams of 7 defensive men being knocked down as they were on this play when Bass went 45 yards right through the middle of the line for a touchdown. Well, Tom, on those happy notes, I'd like to turn this mic back to you to wrap it up. I want to thank you for this chance to talk with the fans. I enjoyed it.
And our thanks to you, Harlan Savari, and our very best to you and the whole Ram team. Now let's just sit back a few minutes and watch some of this amazing action that makes National League football such a great sport. Yes, sir, the wonderful, violent, and artful world of National League football. It's quite a game, and you should enjoy it along with thousands of other Southern California fans. For information concerning season tickets to Rams games, call Webster 38291 or write to the Los Angeles Rams, 7813 Beverly Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. That's Webster 38291 and 7813 Beverly Boulevard to assure yourself a reserved seat for every thrill-packed minute of the 1963 National League season. This special sports feature, Highlights of the Rams in Action, has been a presentation of United Delco. And this is Tom Harmon reminding you that when you need service, think of United Delco Service, the Delco DC-12 dry charge battery and Delco replacement parts. When you want to go, simply say Delco.